I'm Alison Higgins. I work for the Domestic Abuse Coordination Team in Sheffield City Council. Domestic abuse is defined as any incident of threatening, violent or abusive behaviour between people who are or have been intimate partners or are family members. It can include psychological abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse or financial abuse. It can also include forced marriage or so-called honour-based violence, and controlling behaviour known as coercive control. Each survivor has their own story. Each survivor has worked with agencies and processes that are designed to try and help them stay safe. Sometimes these experiences can be difficult, sometimes they can be very positive. An estimated 1.4 million women are affected by domestic abuse every year in the UK, and around 700,000 men. In Sheffield, we estimate that around 19,500 people are affected by domestic abuse every year. That's just under 12,000 women and around 7,500 men. Although we know that around 85% of repeat cases are women, and the most severe domestic abuse is also experienced by women. This DVD has been produced by the Sheffield Domestic Abuse Service User Reference Group and the South Yorkshire Filmmakers Network. Part of the role of the Service User Reference Group is to raise awareness for professionals on what it feels like to be a survivor of domestic abuse through the eyes of a service user. You may work in social services, the NHS, the police, or another agency that comes across people who've experienced domestic abuse. And we hope that hearing the stories and experiences of the women on this film will help you understand more about their fears and concerns and how to support them and their children more effectively. Some of the women in the film are still at risk from the person who was abusing them, and so they don't feel safe showing their faces on film, even to professionals. But their stories and experiences are still powerful and important to hear. And this need to stay anonymous reminds us all of the long-lasting impact of domestic abuse.